And in that moment, I just started thinking, man, what if this is the last time I'm going to hold my daughter's hand? Like, what if this is the last time I get to give my daughter Scarlett a kiss? What if that was the last time I played with her at the park? What if that was the last time we went to the beach together? Or the last time that we watched cartoons, the last time that we joked, the last time that I hugged her? Like, what if those were the last days that I'm going to spend with my daughter? Welcome to the Unstoppable Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Michael Crane. We're down here in the studio in Pierpont. Shout out Wonder Mouse Productions. So, man, I don't think I've shared this story with you guys before, and I want you to hear this message today. I was just on stage speaking at Ken Jocelyn's event with some incredible people. Ed Milet, Gary Brecka, Amberly Lago, Vic Keller. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's literally like Carlos Reyes, Anthony Trucks, like so many incredible people, man. And, when I was speaking, I started talking about my family at the end of my keynote. And a slide came on of my wife and my children. And I started talking about, a time recently when I was in the hospital with my daughter, Scarlett. And I thought she was going to die, man. She had got complicated pneumonia. And for 2 weeks, we were in the hospital with her as they were doing tests, trying to get her lung to open up because it had collapsed. They were putting tubes in her. They were draining fluid. And I'm just sitting there watching my baby girl, who's 3 years old, just suffer, crying, "Daddy, please help me. Daddy, it hurts." Like, that's all she said for days on end. And she had tubes going in her. And God, when I close my eyes, I can see the picture of her face. And I remember sitting in that hospital, just holding her hand, praying, like, "God, please don't take my daughter." Like, just putting all my energy and all my, everything I had, everything I possessed into those prayers, just begging, pleading for God to spare my daughter because I thought she was dying right in front of me. And those 2 weeks were the most horrible, challenging weeks of my life. It made my time in prison look like nothing. It made all the suffering, everything I went through growing up as a kid, incomparable. And in that moment, I just started thinking, man, what if this is the last time I'm going to hold my daughter's hand? Like, what if this is the last time I get to give my daughter Scarlett a kiss? What if that was the last time I played with her at the park? What if that was the last time we went to the beach together? Or the last time that we watched cartoons, the last time that we joked, the last time that I hugged her? Like, what if those were the last days that I'm going to spend with my daughter? And it was the scariest thought I've ever had in my life. I was crippled. There was nothing I could do. I was helpless. And I was just so tormented having those negative thoughts run through my mind. And it got me thinking about life in general. We go through life thinking that we have more time. We go through life thinking that the people around us are always going to be there, or that we're always going to be healthy, or that we're always going to have the opportunities that we have now. But the truth is, we don't know what's going to change for us in the future. We don't know who could die. We don't know what could happen to our health. We don't know what the future holds in store for us, yet we live like we do. And one of the greatest gifts prison gave me was literally living every day like it was the only one I had. Living every moment as if that was my last moment. If you had the opportunity to look back on yesterday, let's say you're dead, you're in heaven, and you look back on yesterday and how you showed up in all aspects of life, would you be proud of the way you lived? That's something I ask myself every single day. Would I be proud of the way I engaged with my wife? Would I be proud of the way I listened when people were speaking? Would I be proud of my daily actions that day, my behaviors, my workout, the way that I greeted people, my demeanor, my energy? Would I be proud of the way that I showed up for my children? Would I be proud of the way I lived? Or would I look on that last day and think, man, that was pathetic. You gave 50% of your effort. You have so much more to give. Why are you shortchanging your family? Why are you shortchanging your community? Why are you shortchanging the world and showing up as a shadow of the man that you could be? That's what most of you would think. Most of you listening to this are giving 50% at best of what you're capable of because you don't know what's at stake. Prison showed me what was at stake. Seeing my daughter in the hospital suffering, that showed me what was at stake. I feel it in my heart, etched into the depths of my soul. I know what's at stake, so I live differently. I live with that awareness every day. The way I wake up, my mornings, what I go out and do, the way I engage with people, my attitude, my effort, everything I do is to the best of my ability. Because I know that when it is my last day, when I do have a chance to look back on my life, I'm going to look back knowing I gave my all, not with regret, not wondering, what if I tried harder? What kind of life could I have created? Not wondering, man, if I face those fears and just stop making excuses, who could I become? That's going to be the worst feeling for so many of you. It's going to just absolutely devastate you when you realize your time is out, or that person you said you loved died, or those opportunities passed you by, and it's too fucking late. You're going to want to blow your brains out. And right now, if you're listening to this and you know what I'm talking about, you have a chance to change. You have a chance to change the way you're showing up, but it has to be a concentrated effort every single day. And you have to win each day. You can't even think about or acknowledge tomorrow or next week or next year. Fuck that. What are you doing today in this moment? You have to win this day. And if you don't, you will regret it. If you're not your best self in every moment, you're going to feel it. You're going to know. And why are you allowing days to pass you by where you're not giving maximal effort? It's pathetic. It's inexcusable. You're capable of more. You're made for more. And you need to start living at a higher standard. My daughter got out of the hospital after 2 weeks, man, and that experience changed my life forever. She's healthy now. She's running around. She's back in school. Kids are so resilient, man. But it left a scar on me. And it left a scar on my heart. And when I think about those moments, I can't help but get emotional. And so this past week at Create, Ken Jocelyn's event, I started talking about that experience and what it taught me. And I got emotional. I started crying, and I can't hold that emotion in. It's just so alive within me. But I let that emotion drive me. I feed off that emotion. I'm not crying because I'm saying, poor me, look at what I've been through. My life's so hard. I'm crying because I'm still here and I'm still living. And I'm going to keep showing up every day. And I use that energy. I tap into that emotion and I channel it into the actions I need to take that are going to make me feel proud of who I am, that are going to help me to live a life that I love, that are going to help me to impact those people's lives around me that I say I love and care about, the people that need me at my best, the people that want me at my best, your kids, your wife, your community, everyone around you, they need you. And if you start living this day forward, knowing what's at stake, as if today was your last day, your last opportunity to make an impact, the last time you kiss your wife, the last time you walk your kids to their classroom, the last workout you have, the last conversation with a friend or a family member. Reach out to them, call them, text them, send them a note, tell them how much you love them. Go above and beyond. Don't just wait for Christmas or a birthday. Do it today. It's Wednesday. Do it now. Send your wife a little note. Get her flowers. Just hold her hand and tell her how much you love her and you cherish her. Like, you guys, when you pour into this life and you don't just go through the motions, you find a depth within you that is magical. It's special. It's love. It's compassion. It's gratitude. It's inner peace. It's everything that you want and more. But when you don't live this way, you're just existing. You're living in a hell within your mind and body. Your soul is corrupted and confined. Don't let that happen to you. Live your life every day, every moment like it's the last one you're ever going to have, and I promise you'll never regret it.